Hello, and welcome to another episode of Timeless or Trash, the show where we look at films and decide, are they absolute classics, or do they belong in that landfill in the desert with all those copies of E.T. for the Atari? I'm your host today, Christian, and joining me, as always, is the lovely...
Oh, lovely! Ben! Hello!
It's the not-so-lovely Dan.
Aww.
And James. Just James.
Just James.
He's okay.
Christmas is over. It's done. It's finished. Forget about Christmas. It's gone.
Boring.
Now we're heading towards 2021, finally getting rid of 2020. We're going to be watching the ultimate New Year's Eve film, Ghostbusters 2.
Suck in the guts, guys. We're the Ghostbusters.
Can you tell we had no idea what to do?
Before anyone goes down into the comments, we know it's tenuous.
I think there might be a scene where they sing Auld Lang Syne. I'm not entirely sure.
The finale of the film, I believe, if I remember it properly, is set around New Year's Eve.
Well, for your sake, I hope you're right.
Before we start, I'm going to ask everyone, what's your personal opinions on Ghostbusters 2?
I got one, man. I think it's the first time so trash we've done so far that I don't think I've seen the film. All I'm aware is that it's got something to do with painting, I think. But I'm a big fan of the first Ghostbusters, so I'm looking forward to seeing the gang again.
Well, I have seen this film, but probably many years ago, and I don't really remember much of it. There is a painting, and there's some ghosts.
Well, duh.
I have seen this film before, and I think I remember it pretty well. I've always quite enjoyed it, you know. I did watch it when I was fairly young, and in that period where I thought sequels were always good because it's just more of the same characters that I like, so a sequel must be good. With some more aged eyes, we'll see if I still enjoy it as much as I always used to.
I watched it quite a bit as a kid. That, you know, there was a few VHS tapes that I wore out as a kid because I used to watch them so much. One of them being Return of the Jedi and another one being both Ghostbusters films.
Let me tell you something. I love you.
I'll be looking at it, seeing if the nostalgia goggles break and if it's actually a bad film like everyone seems to regard it as. With that said, I think it's time for us to get in and sit down and watch the film. So
Let's take it away.
Ooh.
Okay, so there you have it. We've just come back from watching Ghostbusters 2, the greatest New Year's Eve film of all time. No, I'm kidding. So, what did we all think?
I think it's a film that we watched.
I never thought I would be bored by Sigourney Weaver and Bill Murray.
Happy New Year!
Just a rehash of the original, wasn't it, really, in many different respects.
Yeah, like it's just the same as the first one, where the premise is there are ghosts, but no one believes them, and it's their fight of how do we get people to believe that there's ghosts. You've seen them. You've seen ghosts everywhere.
Have you ever seen anything like that?
You have seen a thing like that. It was 5 years ago you saw it.
This film had problems, didn't it? It's sort of like Bill Murray agreed to do this film on the provision that he had loads and loads of screen time, a pointless subplot with Sigourney Weaver, and all the best jokes in the film.
Hey, you're not with Con Ed or the phone company. We checked. So tell me another one.
I got a major gas leak here! Where do you think all this is coming from? The sky?
While, you know, the film did have its issues and it felt a bit flat at some points, Bill Murray was an absolute highlight for me. Like, I still enjoy just watching him. I feel like Bill Murray could make me enjoy any film. Like, just put him in, let him do his thing, and I'll at least be able to enjoy his scenes.
But even then, he is overshadowed by one person, the great Rick Moranis.
Rick Moranis is so good in this film.
Boy, this equipment's heavy.
Rick Moranis as a Ghostbuster, I wish he was in it more, was great to see.
I remember those first initial scenes were quite good, you know, where the Ghostbusters are turning up to kids' parties, and it's almost a little bit self-aware.
We got call!
But it kind of then just sort of derailed a bit, like the whole idea of them having to go to court for digging under the sewers, and we got that scene in the courtroom where we had that ridiculous judge who was pretty funny.
I I don't know. I enjoyed this film, but I don't know whether I was enjoying the film or just keep turning and looking at Ben's face as he was trying to figure out where the plot was going to go next. Your face suddenly sinking when you clocked on that they were going to make the Statue of Liberty walk through the streets of New York.
Just the penny drops, Ben.
They're gonna animate the very strange turn of events. I think it's just, oh, we can't do the Stay Puft again. We need another big thing. What else is big? Oh, look! I look out my window. Oh, look! It's the Statue of Liberty.
It's quite a memorable looking kind of scene that they've reanimated the Statue of Liberty. It's a good idea and everything, but I just think it was just like, what should we do? Yeah, go on then, Statue of Liberty. And I think they sort of missed a trick with that idea in the whole film, like inanimate objects, like coming to life. Like they had the Titanic, which arrived in the docks, which was literally just one shot of a bunch of people from the Titanic getting out.
Well, better late than never.
I think like maybe that would have been a good idea to sort of center everything on like inanimate objects, like the bath, which they kept on going on about, like the bath like trying to eat the baby and it didn't really. They could have done something more fun with it, I think. Give it teeth and stuff, you know.
People from other paintings could have come out of their paintings, Harry Potter style.
This is insane. I mean, do we really have to listen to this?
Yeah, because it's just a rehash of the first one. There's no foresight to think about, oh, we've got Sigourney Weaver. Maybe let's not have it be the damsel in distress again.
Hey, no! Get him away!
It's like, just get her in the suit, man.
I do think it would have been about a plot point if they'd have had sort of a role reversal worked in where Venkman ends up being the one trapped.
Yeah, all four of them, Sigourney and Rick, and you even throw in Annie Potts. Is that the actress? I can't remember the character's name.
Janice.
Yeah, Janice. Just have them be in suits. You know, why not?
They could have had a ton more fun with it, couldn't they? It's like, but instead they had like 2 love subplots. It was just boring seeing Sigourney Weaver and Bill Murray go on a date. It felt out of place.
And they pressed hard reset on Bill Murray and Sigourney Weaver's like relationship, and also their sort of character development. Like they both go back to being the same characters they were in the first film.
You mean this stuff actually feeds on bad vibes?
Like a cop in a donut factory.
In the first film, you know, Ernie Hudson's not in it till maybe the final third. So there's 2/3 where he's not in the script. So for this film, they thought, oh, well, we'll just have a section where Ernie Hudson just isn't in it.
The whole character of Winston just seems like
they backshelved him.
It's like he doesn't really have a character. He's just sort of there, and occasionally he'll say a few lines to advance the plot, and maybe he'll make a slightly witty comment, but it's never anything like really memorable. He's just kind of there. He did have like a good moment though, didn't he, when they went down into the disused train track. I thought that scene was actually like probably one of the highlights, I thought, because it was sort of just doing something a little bit different.
Oh shit. Oh bloody hell.
Yeah, the head on the spikes bit was cool. Like, that was a nice little bit. But I definitely remember thinking, watching that scene, I was like, now that Bill Murray's gone, it's all a bit flat, and it's just a bit, eh.
Bill Murray is the spark, and it feels like he wasn't quite on board with it.
Don't look at me. I think these people are completely nuts.
Can we talk about the fact that Formula 1 driver Sebastian Vettel was one of the main villains of the film?
I didn't know he was into acting.
I see his face in him. I just see it in his face.
How's the baby?
Oh, he's okay. Yes.
Woo!
He's sleeping.
Oh, but I would.
Like, I think he was supposed to be like this, like the sequel's version of Rick Moranis in the first one, in that, oh, he's a bit weird, he's a bit of a loser, let's try it on with Sigourney Weaver, but he's not as lovable and as charming as Rick Moranis, so it just doesn't work. I feel like they put so much on him, and it's like, you're not carrying this film as much as the filmmakers think you are. And he's got the worst handshake I've ever seen.
Yes, I have of course seen you on the television. Quite enjoy.
The villain was really weak. Like, I liked the idea of the painting. I liked that idea of a painting coming to life and then, you know, terrorising stuff. But they kept him inside that painting for the entire film, except for the last 10 minutes. when he came out and was immediately killed.
He was immediately killed by singing.
Where's that singing coming from? People outside, huh?
Yeah, I just remember like sort of halfway through the film watching this, I was like, am I actually enjoying this for the film, or am I just enjoying it because it reminds me of the first one? It's nice to see, you know, Venkman and Ray and Egon all back together again, but outside of that, there's not really much there.
There wasn't much there.
But I don't blame them, because one time I turned into a dog and they helped me. Thank you.
And with that, let's answer the question that we came here to answer. Is this film timeless or is it trash?
So, this was a trash film, wasn't it? Let's face it. It's not anywhere near timeless. It was just a bit boring.
See, I'd seen this film before, and I remembered enjoying it, but I think maybe it was exactly like I called at the start, where I enjoyed it as a kid, because on face value, it's more of the same as the first one, and I enjoyed the characters again. But just watching it back now, it's like it doesn't add anything to it. It does just feel like it falls a bit flat. So yeah, I'm going to call Ghostbusters 2 trash.
I think Ghostbusters might have been lightning in a bottle, and no matter how many times you try and remake it, it just doesn't seem to really work, does it? It is trash.
There is some sort of fun moments in this film, but again, they are all just fun moments that are recreations of what the sort of spark that the first film had, but it just doesn't have the same appeal, especially watching it back now. So for that, I'm going to agree with you all and call it trash.
Pretty unanimous. I think this video is probably our most analytical film of timeless or trash. We've tried to be real film critics here, and it's not worked out.
Normally I can switch off, and if I just enjoy a film for what it is, then I can be like, yeah, I enjoyed that, like I did with Die Another Day and Alien 3 to an extent. But this film didn't even feel like it didn't reach that level of fun to like distract from the staleness. But yeah, like, comment, subscribe.
Did you enjoy Ghostbusters 2? Do you remember Ghostbusters 2?
Yeah. Are we wrong?
Hit that bell icon. Give us a follow on other social medias. You can find us on Twitter, now Instagram. We've got a Facebook page.
We're everywhere.
Next week we'll have a LinkedIn.
Thanks to all the subscribers. We reached 50 subscribers the other day. A little bit of a milestone. So hopefully we get to 100 at some point.
On to the next 50.
But you're here at the ground floor. You know, you're here before it all began. So thank you.
We hope you enjoyed this video, and keep watching our content, and see you next time.
Bye.
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 Bye. Jesus Christ.
Lovely enthusiastic bye there.